to another episode of Talks with Leeds. Now, I'm just going to go straight into it today. I want to talk a little bit about money, business, just doing business with friends and family and stuff. And I know that there's always a saying, oh, never mix business with friends or business with pleasure or whatever it is. But I personally really enjoy doing like business ventures and having little projects and just making money with my friends, because I feel like we vibe together. If we can go out party and do all of these other things, why not make money together? Number one. Number two, I feel like we share the same visions, like we have these conversations about where we see our lives in however many years. And, if we can do things together to be able to grow and make these things a reality, then why not? And third of all, I would just say, imagine just being rich and like looking around and not having no one around you. Like, you want to have your people around you, and for me, that's one of my dreams in life, like to just get rich and look around me and have the people that are closest to me around and rich in their own respects too. Obviously, I think it is a delusional dream, because I do understand at the same time not everybody's mindset is the same. Not everybody is, that has that belief and, has the same faith or, has the same belief in themselves. And I completely understand that. But when I'm around my friends, I'm always trying to be a person that gets those conversations going. Like, what are we doing? Like, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? Always throwing out ideas out like that. And I just feel like it's important. So if you've got some friends and your friend is good at this and you are good at that, and you feel like you lot will complement each other, I feel like, why not? Why not do something together and collab together? I think a lot of people get skeptical because people make mistakes where they don't maybe put certain things in place to protect themselves. And honestly, I think we don't set boundaries, and I think that's where we go wrong in terms of like partnerships with friends and family, whatever it may be. If you from the get-go set boundaries and make it known that, okay, this is my role, this is your role, going forward this is what we're going to do, put everything in writing, have contracts, no matter who it is. You should always have contracts in place when you're doing business with friends or family or anybody, because you need to be able to protect all parties involved. And I think that's where a lot of us go wrong sometimes. We just go based off of, oh no, like we'll sort the money out later, oh no, don't worry about it, we're good for it. But unfortunately, when money does get involved, people understand things in different ways. For example, you might start a business with your friend and feel like, okay, one person might think one way of doing business is to wait until you've made some profits before you split any money, or another person's might think, okay, no, all the money that comes back, we split it and then we take the money and do this and that. Like, different people think different things when it comes to business, and not everybody is business educated. Some people just are very good at doing what they do, but they don't have a business mind, and they're not always fair because of that. So I think when you have these conversations beforehand and you put it in place and say, no, draw a line under it, you both sign it, nobody can act delusional at the end of the day. Nobody can say, oh, but I want more money because I've done this and that. No, it's in the contracts that no, anything is in writing. So yeah, I will say that. But anybody that is or has considered it, I think don't go by the stigma. I think go by a person's character also. I think it's about knowing who you're going into business with. I think, as well as setting boundaries, if you've got a friend that maybe isn't always honest all the time, but you can let it slide about other things, but that's a character trait that you have to understand, because when it comes to business, they might not be honest. So that's not somebody you can necessarily go into business with. Or you might get somebody that might be facey, but when it comes to money, she don't play that. I can go into business with you, because even though you piss me off and you're rude, I know that you don't play that when it comes to money. So it's about knowing who you can and can't work with. It's about having an understanding, and it's about separating your friendship from your business. Don't always make every link up be about business. Oh, talking about this. No, like, spend time together. You still friends at the end of the day. And before you started a business, outside of the business, you have a friendship. So take time outside of that and make sure you continue to have that time. Also, don't let your egos get in the way. Like, different people are good at different things, and if one friend is maybe good at bossing up and doing whatever, not, don't feel threatened by that. At the end of the day, you check in, you have conversations, like emotionally check in. Are we good? Like I'm not gonna lie, this made me feel like that, you know, because at the end of the day, you're still friends. So it's about being mature enough to even address matters when you do feel away, because somebody might not even be aware of what they're doing. And it's just about growth and learning. And I just think these things can work. I think one of the reasons why our community is somewhat behind is because we don't like to do things with each other, and we're too emotional and we get greedy, and you know, and it's just if we just stop and actually look at the end goal and actually, you know, focus on what was the goal at hand and put everything aside, 9 times out of 10 you will achieve it. And that's why I say it can be done. I just think it's about the mindset, and it's about being on the same page from the beginning and knowing that this is what we're doing this for, this is what's going to happen, and just having real direct straight lines of communication. So yeah, that's what I will say on that.